So I would like all of you. You are the big adventurers. You fought the dragons out in the desert from the storm, say? I mean, did you not? You fought multiple dragons, right?
Oh, goblins, bugbears, merely pests on the road.
Well, dragons, goblins, the same thing.
Sure.
Almost. How about
You
all
don't
of
get
you?
out much, do you?
Yeah. Well, I'm a businessman and I'm always working. Me and the lad here, RC. RC is such a good one. He's the best employee, of course. Not as good as my daughter Elspeth. She is, of course, she's infatuated with one of the other young men here in town. Anyway, the stable owner's son. But I would rather have him with her. I would rather have her marry someone other than a stable boy, if you know what I mean. Welcome back there, Sly. Well, I'd like her to marry some money into the family, but that's for another session.
Oh, it's all about a dowry. You keep her maidenhead, and she'll go well.
So how would you like to lead a simple hunt, just a wee little simple hunt, into the Weathercoat Wood and find another big 2 or 3 game kills so we'll have enough meat, red meat, for the grand celebration that I want to throw for the entire village of Parnast. So I will fund the event. So just to tell you a little bit more, I will fund the hunt, and I will pull some coin out of the town coffer. I will offer a total of 200 gold for the hunt, for all of you to split, and I will pay 50 gold up front. So what do you think? Huh? Sound like a business proposition, I guess?
Yeah, well, my deity is Malar, which is the god of the hunt, and I am all about going on a hunt. That sounds awesome.
Well, cheers! It's settled as he raises his glass, and he's holding it up there, waiting for everybody to basically salute.
I hold mine up and say,
raise my glass
and start getting rolled.
I raise my glass as I take a bite out of the squirrel.
Awesome. as you take a bite out of your rat on a stick. I mean, a squirrel on a stick.
Rat, squirrel.
Thank you, Mez. I appreciate the kind words.
A hunt sounds like just the thing to get me get the old juices flowing.
Well, there won't be any cows out there, my friend, but we'll get a good use out of that bow yet.
I've been known to catch a donkey or two as well.
Oh, well, we've already got Gertrude back there. Poor Gertrude. So as you guys are speaking, all of a sudden someone that you haven't seen yet opens and basically just slams the door open, and it kind of goes silent. The music stops, and Ragnar says, it's Gunlund Cartwright and his son Wallace. That is your beautiful other half, Elspeth. Yes, they're the Cartwrights. He tells you that they are the owners of the stable. So as Gundolin and his son Wallace walk in, everything goes silent. And then all of a sudden he opens his mouth and he says, I knew it! Haven't you done enough, Ragnar? Now you're going to drag these poor folk into our problems here in Parnast? What kind of concoction are you cooking up this time? What kind of scheme are you cooking up? It's because of you! And he points over towards Ragnar. And this guy's got spit flying out of his mouth and everything. This guy's pissed. He says, Ragnar, it's because of you! We have had so much trouble with the worm fanatics to begin with. It's all you! You were in cohesion with them! And then all of a sudden now the room just erupts. And there is roar back and forth, It's like all of a sudden the tavern has just been split in 2 factions. You're hearing that, yeah, Ragnar's a traitor. He can't be trusted. He's going to sell us out again. Stuff like that. And then on the other half, you hear, you fools, were it not for Ragnar's cooperation, our village wouldn't be here today. And then Ragnar just kind of shrugs and looks at you, and he says, well, my friends, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So
damn straight.
Yes, and the Gundolans, Gundolin and his son Wallace charged right in. The room erupts, You're hearing that the town is actually split on this. And now, you guys know Silas. Well, most of you except for Barian and Shem. Silas stands up because, of course, he's indulging himself now that he sold a bunch of his wife's potions. And he stands up, and the room actually really falls silent. And you can hear a couple people muttering, "Oh, everyone's quiet. Everybody gives Silas the respect because he's an elderly wilderer," and all this other stuff. And, "Oh, if his wife Rue was here." And he stands up and he says, "That does it. I will not be quiet anymore." He says, "I am tired of eating these damn squirrels. It's time we ate proper and stopped hiding. I myself and Ragnar want to throw a huge grand celebration for all of you. And look how you pay back Ragnar with your disrespect. But, on the other hand, I am in that disrespect as well because it is true, Ragnar, you sold yourself to the cult. But I do have respect that you want to cheer up the townsfolk. So I am torn." And then he says, "We do need this feast, though." And then he throws down the squirrel and he goes, "I've had my last bite of this damn vermin." And then, all of a sudden, Chandra, the priestess, she was also inside of the golden tanker. She stands up, and then Gundolin, he turns over to appeal to Chandra. And he says, "Surely you object? You know this celebration is somehow going to benefit him, right? Do you not know that, Chandra?" And she just kind of shrugs off and says, "Well, I am not his master. I do not choose his path." So now, you're starting to get all of these little arguments starting to happen and stuff. And it seems like a lot of the villagers are actually on the side of Gundolin. And, all of a sudden an uncomfortable silence comes over the entire room. And Wallace, which is Gundolin's son, he speaks up. He said, "You know what? All of you, you're fighting." He says, "I will go on this great hunt. I will accompany the adventurers on this great hunt, and I, Wallace Cartwright, I will represent our village in this hunt. Even though we will pay the villagers, I will still go and I will represent us." And then all of a sudden, Elspeth, which is the daughter of Ragnar, she opposes this, and she says, "Wallace, you will do no such thing. You're no hunter. You're a stable boy. You're no hunter. You're no adventurer." And then her father kind of reaches up to her mouth to shut her mouth up. And then he just waves to her as in silent. And then he stands up and he turns towards the young boy. He turns towards Wallace. And he says, "Well now, it seems we've got everything worked out now. Oh, of course, assuming that our brave hunters are still up for the challenge, and they do not mind that they new hunter accompany them on the hunt." And then all of a sudden, all eyes are just turning on you guys.
Can I see if this kid looks like he has any clue what the hell he's going to do on a hunt?
No. He's a very, very tall. He's probably about 6'5". He's very skinny. He's very gangly.
I lost
But
everybody.
hey,
Give him a bow and let's see if he can hit the stable.
he's very tall, very skinny, but he's the only one of 70 villagers that has actually spoke up and opened his mouth and he wants to represent the village. So, you got to give him a little bit there because everybody else is just sitting, drinking, and arguing and yelling at each other.
What do you
I
think,
step
Sean?
up. I step up beside him and clap him on the back hard and say, "Well, I for one would be glad to have you along. After all, how bad can it be?"
Thank you, Sarpy, but that doesn't still change my opinion on you killing Gertrude. But I will accompany you on the hunt. Just don't shoot me in the back.
I'll do my best.
A couple people break out with laughter and stuff. It's kind of funny. You owe us a cow, Sarpy!
Well, I can bring you more than a cow.
We'll
If you
have
go,
to find
if you
a
go on this
cow.
hunt.
I feel kind of guilty about that myself.
He looks over towards you and he says, I may only be 19s, Sarpy, but I can at least shoot a bow. Well,
I can shoot a bow too.
I've
I've
shot
killed
a
the
bow.
first thing I shot at.
well, I've shot a couple squirrels and I've shot a bow probably about 50 times, but nonetheless, I can shoot a bow.
I mean, I will point out, it's not hard. It's not easy to kill a cow in one shot with a bow.
So I can come with you. It'll mean so much to me. I just, and then he kind of leans over towards you, Sarpy, and he says, I can't stay here in Parnast forever. Most of my friends have gone. I've got to get out of here. This place has nothing for me. This is a chance for me to prove to my dad, my father, that I can be on my own. So please let me come with you.
I say in that same kind of low voice, you stick with me, Wallace, and I'll show you how to be an adventurer. We'll get you out of here.
I'll
Shen?
even give you some
Anyone
archery
else?
pointers.
Malachi? Oh my god. Barian? You guys saying anything? It's all eyes of the Golden Tankard Tavern are on you, awaiting the answer that Ragnar Redtooth had just asked you. Are you still up for the challenge?
I'm up for the challenge.
I'll huddle up into a circle, talk for a little bit, and then just bump into the Ergo team.
Yes, please, go right ahead. By all means, please do it. Okay, so you guys are all in a football huddle now.
What do you think, Shem?
I think this boy has no place going anywhere near something that might be dangerous. I certainly won't be held responsible for him. Whoever wants him to go, you let this village know you care to be responsible for him.
I would second that motion.
30.
Sounds good to me.
You can talk to the boy's father.
I'll take responsibility for him. We'll get him home safe.
So Ragnar pops his head in there. So, my friends, have you made a decision yet? Are you up for the challenge? To journey into the woods? Not only any woods. Not any woods, my friends. But the Weatherwood Woods.
Sure.
Well, you're making it sound a little scarier than you did the first time, but I'm still in.
I'm in.
That's great. And he
Yes.
takes his head
Aye.
out of the circle as you guys are in the huddle, and he stands up on the table, and he says, "The hunt is on!" And the whole tavern erupts in cheers. Yeah! Ale is flying everywhere. Squirrel on a stick they're flying all over the place. They are
these-
excited that you
these
adventurers are
creatures-
going into the woods.
What exactly is our goal for the hunt? How much game are we supposed to bring back?
Anybody remember?
They want a stag or a couple boars.
You may add an inspiration to your sheet, Shem, for remembering.
So if these things just turned out to be giant squirrels, you still want them?
Well, if there's more meat than these little vermin that we have on the stick now, of course. But like
Well,
I said,
obviously.
the last caravan that came through here several weeks ago, my friends told me that there were large game, large boars, large elks, large stags that were in the Weatherwood Woods.
Will you pay extra for any milk-producing animals?
No, my friend, I won't, but I know that you owe Parnast And actually, you owe the Wallaces a cow.
I think "oh" might be a real strong of a word.
Well, I believe that you were, as rumor has it, you were the one that actually shot and killed poor Gertrude.
Well, it turns out she had a terminal illness, and she asked me to put her out of her misery.
Oh, so you're being funny now that you're speaking with animals. I like humor in that. So it's settled. The hunt will begin tomorrow, but let us feast tonight. Let us drink, let us eat. Get plenty of rest, because in the morning you make your journey to the Weatherwood Woods.
You have a spot for us here?
I will give you
To
a
sleep
room
for the night?
here. Yes, as the tavern cleans out, I'll give you the room in the back. I will let you sleep here inside of the Golden Tavern. Of course, when you help clean up, of course. I mean, I am a businessman, of course, but...
It is only fair. It seems fair enough. When things start settling down, I shall be more than happy to help.
Very good.
I call the boy over and tell him I'll give him 2 gold to do my work.
I don't need your 2 gold. I've got my dad's money. Sure, I'll do it for 2 gold.
I was talking about the boy that is helping.
RC.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah, you want to help, you want a little RC. He goes, yeah, sure. Yeah, 2 gold? You're cheap. I make more than that from the old man Ragnar. Offer me 2 gold. What do you think I am, some kind of pump?
Doing
Some
what?
kind of pump chump or something? Huh?
You make more money doing what? And how often
You sure
get
do have
paid?
you sure do have a big attitude for such a small fry, as he's kind of about a foot over you. Sure, I'll take your 2 gold. Sure. And he takes it. Yeah, take a break. Take a load off. I'll take care of the work for you. All right, so he'll clean your portion of the tavern. All right, guys, so
All right.
lots of celebrating for the rest of the night. Lots of food, lots of drink. Poor Gertrude was killed and is being butchered in the kitchen. You guys see that, actually, as you guys are helping clean up. You
that
guys
his
party
wife?
into the night? No. And that's where we're going to end for tonight. And then in 2 weeks, we'll pick up as you guys start the next morning and head to the Weatherwood Wood to hunt for
So
some game.
But I don't know if you got to take off, Dave, but before, I want to make sure that I do stay up late and help clean up a little bit. I'd like to actually catch Ragnar once everyone is cleared out, as well as most of the party, if I'm
Sure.
able.
You want to do this publicly or privately?
With Varian, if he's still awake.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
So Dave, is that going to be 2 weeks at the same time again?
Yeah, how we run the Adventures League is like tonight, Friday, we will play Storm King Sunder. Next Friday, we play Tyranny of Dragons. Then the next Friday after that, we're back to Storm King Sunder. And we just rotate every other Friday for the same game. So in 2
Next
weeks,
week.
yeah, next week we play Tyranny of Dragons, and then in 2 weeks from tonight,
At 6 p.m.
yeah, and then at 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back to Storm King Sunder at 8 p.m.
Okay, great.
There you go. And if you want to get into the Friday game next week, just make me a new character, because I want individual characters for this campaign. So
Right.
sure.
Right.
But if you want to get in on those, you can get on those, and it's Tyranny of Dragons, and we start at 6 p.m. So, all right, let's do some loot and stuff, shall we? All right, so we had 6 people tonight. Very nice. And I'll get with you in just a second there, Shem.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, so we'll do a let's see, an XP parcel and a loot parcel. So for experience tonight, we will go ahead and do 150 for everyone. All right. Loot parcel, 50 gold has been paid up front. So we will go ahead and divide that. So everybody's going to get 8 gold. Massive night tonight. And for experience, we'll do a total of 150 apiece, so that'll be a total of 900. Divided, there we go. Everybody's got 150. You'll also get 3 downtime days. And that's it for tonight. Now, as for Shem and Barian, you have Ragnar. What would you like to talk about?
So as things kind of clear out, I do want to make sure that I want him to see the cult of the dragon robes.
Sure. Oh, he identifies him. He says, "Yeah,
And
that's the one."
We've made our choices in the past, and I hold no one responsible for making sure that they survive when things get tough. I'd like to know a bit more of your story and why you traded this village for the loyalty of the cult.
Well, what Zent were here, they ran them out or murdered them. And I could tell that these cultists meant business, and the cultists were here first. The cultists actually prepared the gate, the gate down there, the docking area for the Skyreach Castle. And he tells you, I could tell right off that these cultists meant business. So we have no leader. I stepped up. I knew that everyone in the village was not going to be happy with me. So yes, I did sell out, but I did it for the betterment of Parnast. If I did not do this, the cultists probably would have killed everyone. So, as I said earlier, I was damned if I did it, and I was damned if I didn't do it. Because I don't think Chandra, she wouldn't have stepped up. Well, of course, Chandra wasn't here anyway, but even if she was, she wouldn't have stepped up. The Wallaces, they wouldn't have. Nobody would have. So I made a decision to be the bad guy and to do it. Of course I'm the bad guy to some people, and to some people I'm revered. It's just a choice that I had to make. I had to do it. And like I said, it was for the betterment of the town, and sure, I did prosper from this. I was paid. I do not hide that. But I give back to the town. I'm doing celebrations to try to cheer up the everyone in the town, and I will spread the wealth a little bit more that the cult is gone. But in due time, this will happen.
I'm going to look over to Barry and just say, and we understand that that need, and I certainly respect your willingness to do what you can to save everyone in the village. We did come across a bit of a threat to the village, and I think maybe you are a good person to make sure that they are aware of a hill giant by the name of DDAL05-03.
DDAL05-03? I've never heard of this giant. You said it was a giant?
A hill giant, actually. It sounded as though he wasn't super intelligent, so I assume it is a hill giant, and that he has plans to attack Parnast in the future.
Well, if it's good, I have a 25-man militia I can call forth if needed. That should be enough for this DRIVETHRU. Well, then again, they're not really properly trained professional soldiers. Ugh.
Do what you must as soon as possible. Train these men.
I will have to train them.
Be at the ready.
Aye. Well, I appreciate it, my friend.
I would like to ask him about his relationship with the Carthrates. He seemed to attack you as soon as you came into the Golden Tankard. Is there any history there?
No, because he was not compensated for all of the horse and the steeds that he had been, he had taken from them. He was not compensated for all of the cattle that he had and all of the other animals that he had in his stables. That is not my fault. But when I sided with the cultist, I obviously gained him as an enemy. But if I didn't do that, he and his son would probably be dead. So, well, oh well. Nothing else I could have done. And if I had it all to do over again, Barian, I would do the same thing.
Seems like he's motivated by greed then.
Oh, you can definitely tell
aren't we
that.
all?
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Ragnar is. He definitely wants to look out for himself. He wants to look out for his daughter Elspeth, for sure. But then
I was
again,
referring to the Cartwright.
well, he
Cart
has
rates.
nothing left. I mean, he's broke. He's got a stinky wyvern and shit infested stable house anymore. He doesn't have anything. But yet, if if his son Wallace marries Elspeth, he and Ragnar are going to have to be friends anyway. So I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not going to have to, but for the sake of that relationship, and if they have children or anything, then yes, they'll probably have to. So
Yeah, I would like to ask Ragtooth how he feels about us taking the son along. Should we really look out for him?
he says, if the boy wants to do it, let the boy do it. He has to learn the hard way. He's no hunter. He's no adventurer.
And should the
But-
boy die?
Then it is on him. He was the one that made the choice to go on the hunt with all of you. Am I not correct?
Certainly wasn't my choice, nor Barian's.
Then it is settled. The boy will travel with you. Wallace will go.